Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to our graduation and commencement workshop. My name is Karen, and I am from the registrar's office. I'm going to be one of your presenters today, along with Cameron from the bookstore, as well as Heather Ripley from University Advancement, and Pamela Baird from Accessibility Services. So we're going to go through our presentation today. It should take approximately 30 minutes or so. We're going to ask that you type any questions that you have into the Q&A, and we're going to answer your questions. We'll do our best to get through as many questions as we can. After the presentation, we are going to read aloud some of those questions from the Q&A to make sure that everybody gets answers to their questions. We're also going to be sending a handout to everybody that registered for this webinar sometime later this afternoon that has contact information for all of our offices. It will have information for registrars, the commencement office, graduation evaluators. That way, in case you didn't get your question answered, or if you think of a question after this webinar, you will have a way to contact our office so that you can get the answer that you need. We are also going to put a recording of this webinar online. It'll be on the registrar's office website as well as the commencement website. So if you aren't going to be able to stay for the whole thing, you could always go back and you can watch this and get the information that you would like to see. So with that, we are going to proceed with our presentation. Graduation versus commencement. So some students get a little bit confused on what the difference is between these two things. And so I want to be really clear about this. Graduation means that you have completed all of your degree requirements and your degree has been awarded. Commencement is the party. Right? Commencement is where you get to celebrate with all your friends and family, your hard work and the achievement that you are going to receive. Now, just because you cross the stage and participate in commencement does not necessarily mean that you have graduated and earned your degree. So you want to just make sure that you finish all of your requirements. So one thing that we do ask for sure is that you keep checking your Horizon email even after your term of graduation ends. That way you will know what the status is. You will see if your degree has been awarded because you will receive an email to your Horizon email that day if it is awarded. And also, if your graduation evaluator has any questions for you or an issue comes up, they'll send it to your Horizon email. And that way you know the status. Okay, we don't want any surprises. When to file for graduation? I suspect that most of you here today have applied for graduation, but if you have not yet applied, you can still apply for summer or fall 2024 graduation. The priority deadline has passed, but you have until April 2nd to apply by the late deadline for either summer or fall. Summer 2024 is still part of this year's commencement ceremony. So if you apply now for summer, you will participate in the commencement ceremony in May. Because, right, the 2024 commencement includes students that are fall 2023, spring 2024, or summer 2024 graduation candidates. Sorry, did I say that? Right, so it includes summer 2024, but fall 2024 graduation candidates are part of next year's commencement. So there's a couple of departments involved in graduation. Academic advisors, right? Your major department, your advising center, they are going to advise on requirements for your major. And if you are an undergraduate student, they also advise on general education. They also play a very important role by sending your major check to graduation evaluations after you apply for graduation. The graduation evaluations office, once we receive that major check, we are going to do a review of your academic record, and we'll send you an email summarizing requirements that are necessary for graduation so that you'll know if there's anything remaining for you to do, right? The whole goal is to make sure that we help you to stay on track for graduation. And so your graduation evaluator and your academic advisors are working together on that. After you apply for graduation, you can check your graduation status in My CSU EB by selecting the Student Record Services tile and then selecting graduation status / commencement. Okay, then you'll select commencement and you'll see a screen that looks like this. And it has a lot of information. It will tell you your graduation term. It will tell you your major. If you had a minor, it would list that too. But importantly, what we have circled here is it tells you your graduation status so that you know where it is. And this is the definition of graduation statuses. If it says applied, then that means that your graduation application has been received. No further action has taken, but we've received your application. If it says major check received, then that means that your major check has been received by the Office of the Registrar, and it is simply pending the review of a graduation evaluator. If it says degree requirements have been reviewed, then that means that your degree requirements have been preliminarily reviewed by your graduation evaluator. They would have sent a summary of your graduation evaluation to your Horizon email. So and your status is going to remain as reviewed right up until the end of your graduation term. And then once your evaluator does a final review of your record and they see that all degree requirements are completed, they will post your degree and it will show as awarded. Once that happens, then your degree will immediately be posted on your transcript. You would be able to view that if you ran an unofficial transcript in My CSU EB, or if you ordered an official transcript. We will also send an email notification to your Horizon email the same day that your degree is awarded. It does take 6 to 8 weeks from the time that your degree is awarded for the diploma to be placed in the mail to you. It is sent to the home address on file with the university. So some important reminders as you're nearing the your final term of graduation or the end of your final term, you want to continue to meet with your academic advisor. Just check to make sure that all majors, minors, concentrations are officially recorded on your record, right? You could look at that in My CSUEB, but the important thing to note about that is if your degree gets posted, then your record is considered frozen. If you completed the requirements for a minor but failed to declare it and your degree is awarded without it, we unfortunately can't go back and add that minor. And we want to make sure that you do earn the degree that you are expecting to earn. So please just look in My CSUEB, see what majors and minors concentrations are officially on your record so that the university can be on the same page with you and we can award the degree that you're expecting. Okay. You also want to make sure that you complete all degree requirements by the last day of finals. This comes up in cases where a student may have an incomplete for fall 2023, but they're a spring 2024 degree candidate. And if the spring term ends right in May, but then they're not going to finish that incomplete until sometime in June. Unfortunately, because June is well after the last day of finals for spring, that means they can't graduate in spring. So everything needs to be completed by the last day of finals for the term in which you're graduating. And if you have a question about that, please email the office of the registrar or email your graduation evaluator specifically. If, you know, that's only going to come up for a few students, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. So degree name. Students can select a degree name. You can choose first and middle. You can't change last with degree name. But that will be used in the commencement program and on the diploma. So if the academic record on file at the university does not have a middle name and you want to add one, you could do that, or you just want to change that first name, you can go ahead and do that with degree names. You would update it in My CSUEB by selecting the profile tile, then selecting preferred name, and then selecting degree name. Okay, so the deadline to update degree name to have that listed in the commencement program for this year is March 7th. So you still have a couple of days to do that. For spring 2024 diplomas, you need to have this updated by April 30th. So that gives you a little bit more time. Okay, so sometimes students need to postpone their term of graduation. If you file, but you end up not being able to complete all graduation requirements in the term in which you filed, please complete a request to postpone or cancel graduation form. That form is on the My Compass Forms website. Students can update their graduation term one semester, and undergraduate students will be charged a $25 graduation postponement fee. Okay, so that is the information that I have for you regarding graduation. And I will now go ahead and pass this on over to Cameron Stoops from the bookstore. Let me make sure that I have enabled screen sharing for you, Cameron. There you go.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. Thank you for having me. So we're gonna have regalia for sale, and we're gonna have this at GradFest. And you may ask, what is regalia? It's what we wear for commencement, such as the cap, gowns, tassels, hoods. It can be also cords as well. Anything that you might wear to the ceremony. Specially priced packages we're going to have at GradFest only. So if you're unable to make it to GradFest, unfortunately, we won't have the same pricing for those packages afterwards. For purchasing regalia, we are going to have it available at jostens.com. That will be available for home ship up until the 31st. If you're not able to purchase it anytime between then, there is going to be items available on our website at csubshop.com after the 31st. You can choose to have that from our website set to home ship or for pickup at the bookstore. And that can be for either location, Hayward or Concord. On our website, though, we won't have any grad packages. It's just going to be items a la carte. So it's going to be cap, gown, tassels, and stoles all separate. We're also going to be having GradFest. We're going to have GradFest next week and the week following. And basically what GradFest is going to be your first, kind of stop to get all your items for graduation. These dates include March 12th, which is going to be next Tuesday. And that's going to be 2 to 6 at the Concord location. That's going to be at the Student Union. And then the week after that is going to be the Hayward Grad Fest, and that's going to be at the New Union in the multi-purpose room. That's going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that'll be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. What you can expect at GradFest is, as I said, we will have special packages and items a la carte and extra accessories. So we'll have departments from campus teaming up with us so you guys can get your parking passes, you can get your class rings, and more. We'll also have a table as well so that you guys can get sashes. We'll have ethnic sashes available there, but we will also have a table where you guys can order custom sashes online and in person. We'll also have a photographer there in the center, so you guys are free to take photos if you'd like. They will send photos to your email afterwards. They are free to take, but afterwards you can decide if you would like to pay for them and keep them. You are free to bring anyone you would like to GradFest. You don't have to attend, but we would highly suggest it because we do have those packages available that are only available at GradFest for the pricing. If you would like to attend GradFest, we would suggest to reserve a spot right now. We have it on our Sign Up Genius website. If you guys go to Google and just type in CSUEB GradFest, it will be the first link that pops up. And on there, you can just click where it says sign up here, and it'll take you to our Sign Up Genius, where you can reserve a slot of when you'll arrive for GradFest at which location. I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Heather Ripley.
Hi there. My name's Heather Ripley. I'm the thank you so much, Cameron. I'm the university events manager, and I am glad to be presenting to you guys. Just give me a second to get up to page 1, and I will share my screen. I have two colleagues who, Alyssa Sanchez and Cheryl Hallinan. Alyssa created this lovely PowerPoint. Thank you so much, Alyssa. And both of the two of them are answering questions in the Q&A. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we're talking commencement 2024, the 64th. I want to say congratulations to everyone that's going to be participating this year for all of your hard work. There are a couple of different events coming up. One is the first one in the calendar is the Honors Convocation. So that's where we recognize the 3 scholastic honors, which are also sometimes called Latin honors. And that is the summa cum laude, which is a 3.85 GPA, the magna cum laude, which is 3.70 GPA, and the cum laude, which is 3.65 GPA. So if you do meet these criteria for honors, an email will be sent to your Horizon student email on March 15th. So please look for that email then. Excuse me. So this event is again called Honors Convocation. It's on April 20th. And students must arrive by 9 a.m. And the ceremony starts at 10 a.m. You can bring as many guests to this as you want. There's no ticketing for this at all. And it will be on the CSU East Bay Hayward campus on the Music Peristyle lawn. It should last about an hour to an hour and a half. And there'll be opportunities for you to socialize with your guests, family and friends afterwards right after the ceremony. It takes place, here's the map. Look for the red X, it's really close to the music building. And that's where you'll be able to show off all that regalia that you'll actually be getting your, whoops, go back here. You'll be getting this medal that you can wear during commencement as well. So then let's move on to commencement. So the graduates who filed, as Karen mentioned, the graduates who filed for graduation that are included in the 2024 ceremonies are fall 2023, spring 2024, and summer 2024. So if you are fall 2024, then you'd be go in the commencement next year. Just to clarify for a few folks. So this is all of them. They are going to be in 4 days, and this information is on the commencement ceremonies pages of the CSU website. You can take a closer look there. But essentially on the May 9th, which is the first day, it's just an evening at 5 o'clock, and that's going to be College of Education and Allied Studies. Then on Friday, May 10th, we have 3 different ceremonies, a 9 a.m., a 1 p.m., and a 5 p.m., and it depends on your major. And the same thing for College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. That'll be on Saturday, May the 11th. It'll be the 9 a.m., the 1 p.m., and the 5 p.m. And then the last day is College of Business and Economics on Sunday, May the 12th, 9 a.m., and then a 1 p.m. for the graduate programs. And those will take all of them will take place in the Pioneer Amphitheater. And that's located with that red X. You'll note different parking lots which are nearby. H, G, parking lot K will actually be completely blocked for some of the vendors and some porta potties. So you and your guests will be probably parking in lot H, G, most likely. So how will you know how you're going to be, all the graduates will need to register. So right around the middle of March, you're going to get an email from your Horizon email, your student email, and then you will click on the links in there and you can RSVP so that you are walking. If you can't walk, then please just go ahead and register and say you're not walking. There's lots of other information in there. Sorry, I keep apologizing. I'm coughing, I'm getting over a cold. So part of the registration is to use the name reader. There's a function where you can actually record your name, how you want your name to be pronounced. the proper pronunciation of your name. There are 2 different ways to do that. It's really simple and easy. I've done it on my own. Other people have tested it out. Essentially, you can either record it on your phone or you can record it on your laptop. As long as your device has a microphone, you're going to be good to go ahead and record it. It's, like I said, super easy. And it's really essential that you do this because when you do register that morning, when you come to commencement early that morning, you'll be given a card and that card will have a QR code or a barcode on it. And that will be telling, so when you go up to the stage, that barcode code will be run and the recording will be announced over the speakers. So it's really important to keep that card. So I know a lot of you are asking about tickets. We will be releasing the tickets in early April. We can't tell you right now how many that you're going to get because it depends on how many people are actually walking and attending in person. Then we can determine how many tickets you all can receive. But we are estimating at least 6 each. And for some ceremonies, you might get more because there's less people that are graduating. So there'll be more room for the guests. Now, one thing is to remember is that all children 4 and older will need a ticket. If there's any younger children, then they will need to sit on someone's lap or stand. And then also keep in mind that it's not, if you do need extra tickets and you have, let's say, a large number of people that want to come, go to some of your classmates and ask them if they have any spares. It's really important to know that you cannot sell any extra tickets that you may have. If you do end up doing that, you could you wouldn't be able to come to the ceremony. So we highly encourage you to check with your classmates and see if anyone has some extra tickets. We also want to say that only service dogs are the only animals, service animals are the only ones that can attend. And we are discouraging people from using balloons. We have other options on the website, on the commencement website for like eco-friendly confetti, which would be fun that you could purchase on your own if you like. So this is the part I just reiterated about don't losing your card, because if you do lose your card, then you'll be pulled aside, we'll have to handwrite it, and then you might not be able to sit with your friends then. So here we go. Parking is another big question. So you could obtain your parking permits at GradFest, or after that, if you can't attend GradFest, then you need to contact Parking and Transportation Services. Starting March 25th. Then you will get, so each commencement ceremony will have its own unique special commencement parking permit, and it will only be for that date. So you can't switch them with somebody else, that won't work. Each graduate will receive 3 parking permits. We strongly encourage carpooling, or you can also maybe take the downtown Hayward BART. There's a free shuttle. And those parking passes need to be displayed on the dashboard. So that kind of wraps it up. Again, we have commencement is an email. If you have questions, you can email us at commencement@csueastbay.edu. If we haven't answered them in here, and this is just the event part of it. Registration ones need to be any questions about eligibility need to be directed to the registrar's office. You could also follow us on Facebook. We have a really cool Facebook page that Alyssa is working is working on, and there'll be lots of cool information there, and you can share questions and answers, and it's a nice community place to visit. And then we also, like I mentioned before, have the commencement pages on our website. So that ends my presentation, and I want to thank everyone. And I also want to now introduce the next speaker, which is Pamela Baird. She's the Director of Accessibility Services. Go ahead, Pamela.
Thank you, Heather. Good morning, everyone. Congratulations. As Heather said, I'm the Director of Accessibility Services. So please, I want you to know how to contact us if you need any accommodations to participate in your commencement ceremony due to any type of disability, and if any of your guests need accommodations. So when you register for commencement, as Heather mentioned, there will be a question there asking if you or your guests need accommodations. If so, check that box. We will be tracking that. We'll reach out to you if we have questions. Another place you can request accommodations is on the commencement website. There is on the left nav panel, there is a button for accessibility. And then when you click on that, there will be a red bar that says Commencement Accessibility Accommodations Request Form. You don't have to do both, but please do one or the other. Be as specific as possible. If you'd rather just talk to someone, go ahead and state that, and we will reach out and talk to you about your specific condition. The commencement website, that option to request accommodations, please be sure to share that with your family. I know you guys are super busy finishing up all of your courses, and maybe you're not the one planning the party or the arrangements for your guests. So please share that with others so they can go on and request accommodations for themselves if need be. Again, any questions, reach out to our office. We are, all of our contact information is on the website, Accessibility Services. Okay. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And again, congratulations, have fun. And remember to vote today.
Thank you, Pamela. Okay, so that concludes the information that we wanted to share with you. What we're now going to do is just read out some questions from the Q&A, and then we will collectively answer those. Okay, so somebody was asking, are these dates for both undergraduate and graduate students? I'm not sure if you were talking about the, if you're talking about Grad Fest, then I will let then Grad Fest is for both graduate and undergraduate. And if you want the date of your specific ceremony, that's going to be listed on the commencement website, and that will indicate there whether it is graduate or undergraduate. Okay. So there was also a question that you, someone has a friend that already has a cap and gown that was used previously. Can they go ahead and use that? Is that acceptable, or do they need to purchase one?
Yes, they can use a previously used gown as long as it meets requirements for what you need to have crossing the stage.
So, now, if we qualify for Latin honors, if our spring 2024 grades have not been posted. So for the purposes of honors convocation, it is based on grades and GPA at the end of fall 2023. So that is what we're looking at. So that's what students will be invited to honors convocation as based on that information. Should anything change, you know, if a student goes up a little and their Latin honors ends up, you know, changing at the end of spring, then when your degree is officially awarded, we would award it with the accurate honors at that time. I applied for situation, but my last class will be fall 2024. I'm hoping to walk next year. How do I check if I applied for the correct year? So you should be able to see that information on that on the page that we went through here, where the graduation status, it will list your graduation term. And so you could see which term you applied for. However, if for some reason you're struggling to find that, go ahead and email the Office of the Registrar. It's reg@csueastbay.edu, but we're also going to send you that information on the handout that is emailed to you later this afternoon. Just, you can always email us and just ask us to confirm that information. And if you need to postpone, you can ask them how to do that as well. Are there any honors for graduate students? No, there are not. Graduate students are expected to earn a higher GPA just in order to earn their degree. So there aren't any Latin honors for post-baccalaureate students. I graduated last semester, so I'm not in classes anymore. How am I supposed to get extra tickets? I have no classmates. Well, I don't want to answer for the commencement office, but I would suspect that your classmates are still going to be the people that you were in classes with in fall 2023. So sometimes students are still connected with those, students that they were attending classes with. That would be the way that I would think that you would communicate with them. If I'm wrong, Heather can jump in and tell me if she has a better idea, but I think that's the best way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was typing, trying to answer all the millions of questions that are in there, and I was sort of glazed over. What was the question?
The student was asking, they graduated in fall 2023, but wanted extra tickets and didn't know how they would talk to a classmate since they're not in classes. And I was saying that I think if they have any communication with students that they were in classes with, that would be the best.
Yeah. I'm guessing that. So one of the questions that I see popping up is, if we're recording our voice on this registration site, will that be will it be our voice during the actual ceremony? And the answer is no. The company that we use is hiring professional voiceover artists. So when you record your voice, that's to give the voiceover artist the correct pronunciation of your name. So it's a professional, really well done voiceover. Doesn't sound like a machine. It's not AI driven or anything like that. So it'll be a really nice recording of your name. Yeah.
I was going to say there is a commencement Facebook page if students would like to comment and, interact with each other in order to get more tickets as well.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Great. Can you remind students when they will receive the email about RSVPing for commencement?
Yeah, so that is, I'm hoping it's going to be, I don't want to really exactly say the date because we're hoping it's going to actually happen, but it's on around March 18th. Yeah, so you will receive an email. Once you get that email, you follow the prompts and go ahead and register. There's no URL for you to go to now. And then in April 1st is when we release the tickets. So you have to go back to that same site. You'll get an email that says, come on back to this site. And then that's when you'll find out how many tickets you'll be allotted. Okay.
Perfect.
I see a lot of questions about rental gowns and stuff too. Maybe that was covered already. That's not.
So we do not do rental gowns, unfortunately, for bachelors and masters.
Thank you. Can you somebody's asking how they apply for or order custom sashes, and can they get mailed to their address?
Yes, so that'll be available at GradFest. We will have a table set up where basically they can do custom sashes through Jostin's website. They do have a cutoff date though. I don't know it off the top of my head, but you do have to submit that within a certain time frame to make sure it does get to you on time before graduation. But they do custom sashes through Jostin's.
And if a student isn't able to attend GradFest, can you remind them what they should do? How they can get
So after GradFest is over, they will have all the items on our website. I'll have those items re-added to our csubshop.com. That'll be the week after GradFest. It'll be available on there. So if you're unable to attend GradFest, just make sure you either purchase it from our online store or you can come in store and purchase it there.
And will students receive advance information about how commencement will work, or do they just get information the day of? Heather, I think that one was for you.
I'll go ahead and answer that for you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you will receive an email that'll have detailed instructions of what time you are to arrive for your ceremony. When you attend GradFest, you will also receive information from the college coordinators at the section next to where you pick up your parking passes, and you will also receive additional emails as it gets closer, giving you some more information.
Is it possible to walk the stage with my children?
No, we actually discourage that. It's going to slow everything down. We have a lot of people coming, and we have a tight turnaround in between the two the commencements, especially on those busy days, and we do not recommend that.
And is there streaming of the commencement ceremony?
Yes, there will be streaming on the commencement website. And you can come back and look at it later. There'll be a recording of it.
Perfect. Let's see. Oh, and so just to cover, somebody is asking what it means when it says degree requirements have been reviewed. So that just means that we have received the major check from your major department. A graduation evaluator has already sent you an email telling you your remaining degree requirements. So you should have that email. If you don't, you can always email your graduation evaluator to resend it. We'll be sending you all of their contact information later this afternoon. But it's just going to stay that way right up until the end of your term of graduation. So if you're a spring candidate, it'll stay that way right up until you're graduated. And if you're summer, it'll stay that way right up until the end of summer, and they have a chance to evaluate you. And we do have a lot of degree candidates, so it does take the graduation evaluator. It could take up to 2 months to review everybody. We go through it quickly, as quickly as possible, and try to get through it much faster. Spring is a much larger population of students that apply for spring, so it just takes a little longer. Okay, we see that. Can we purchase the regalia online now?
Yes, well, you can pre-order it right now through Jostin's if you'd like. Jostin's does not have the same package pricing that we will be having at GradFest. But if you're unable to attend GradFest, you can pre-purchase it right now through Jostin's and have it set for home ship, and that'll home ship later this month.
Perfect. And can you clarify if students are going to need a parking permit on commencement day?
Yes. So one of those three, or if you want to bring, if you're carpooling and you have some, maybe you're coming with some friends and you guys could share a parking permit, but if you're graduating, if you're on the same ceremony, obviously. So, yeah, you will need to use one of those if you're driving.
And does the bookstore have the same regalia on in the bookstore or on their website as they do at GradFest, or is it going to be different?
So the regalia will be all the same. They will be custom ones, so they won't be just plain black gowns. They will have red cuffs that have EB embroidered on them, but they will be all the same between Jostens, GradFest, and in-store.
So we somebody was asking if we could say one more time who to contact if they had questions about their Latin honors level. And if you have questions about that, please go ahead and contact the office of the registrar. Again, that email and information will be on what we send to you, but it's just reg@csueastbay.edu. Heather, did you?
Oh, well, I was just going to share again my screen. There's a lot of questions about what the Facebook page is. We don't have a chat feature on this, so I'm sharing my screen. If you look over here, it's at CSU East Bay EB Commencement. So that's how you're going to find it. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Try and stop sharing.
Do you know how long the honors convocation ceremony is on April 20th?
So all of the commencements are around an hour and a half.
And the honors convocation?
And the same thing for honors.
Okay, perfect. Can students use their regular spring semester parking permit?
No.
Yeah. Will they need a parking permit for GradFest?
No. But you still have to, if you're parking, you're used to parking is still enforced.
How do you register to sit next to your friends during commencement?
If your friends are in the same college as you, then you just arrange to meet up and stand next to each other. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Yeah, that's correct. We don't, students aren't going to be called in any kind of alphabetical order or anything, as long as they're in the same. Yeah, depend if it's by major, if you're at the same ceremony, you stand next to the people that you want to sit with, and then you could end up sitting with them.
That is correct, Karen.
Okay. And they're going to take photos at GradFest.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more?
Yeah,
one more time?
absolutely. Sorry, Cameron. Will they be taking photos at GradFest?
Yes, we will be taking photos. We have a photographer that's going to be set up in the middle of GradFest that will be taking photos for anybody that attends. We will have gowns available. If you do not purchase one there, they will have some gowns for you to borrow, so you can take photos if you'd like. They are free, but if you do choose to keep them, you will have to pay for them.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay. So I think we got, can I order my cap and gown to be picked up at Concord, even though I've never attended the Concord campus?
Yes, you can either attend the Concord Grad Fest or you can have, after both grad fests are done, you can have it ordered online and set to pick up at Concord. So you can do either one.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see. If I'm graduating in fall 2024, should I be ordering my cap and gown now?
That one, it depends what they want to do. You can purchase it now if you'd like to just have it, ready for the following year. But it's completely up to the student. You can wait till next year if you'd like to purchase it, because we don't have the following year's tassel yet. So you would only be able to get the cap and the gown, but no tassel.
Perfect, thanks. I see a couple of questions about exactly what day or time a specific ceremony for a specific major will be. I would ask that students look at the commencement website. They have a full list, and I think that we might actually have that information on the handout that we're sending, but definitely you can always check the commencement website and look at the ceremonies. We encourage students to become familiar because there's a lot of really helpful information on that commencement website. So looks like we went through a lot of these. Let's see if we have. Am I allowed to decorate my cap for commencement, and are there any restrictions? So,
yes, as far as I know, you can decorate a cap. What I've seen a lot of people do is they'll purchase two caps, one to decorate and one to keep plain so that they can take photos in, and one to walk across the stage with.
nice. Yeah, a lot of students are going to have it decorated on the day of commencement, and it's really, really nice. It looks really good when they're there. Can my family bring signs to the commencement ceremony?
We don't recommend any signage because that's going to block the view of other people. You really need to be mindful. We're hoping that all of the guests are mindful and not record, not continually photograph. Knowing that there's people behind you. So yeah, we don't recognize, if you have a small sign and put it here, that's fine, but you're not going to be able to see it from the stage anyway. You're gonna be pretty far away. So I don't recommend any signage.
Great. And is there any chance that the commencement ceremonies might be canceled if there's going to be a slight chance of rain, or it's going to be a little bit hot?
They're going to be rain or shine, hot or not. We're going to do it.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so
I do recommend that people wear some sort of a, not a giant wide brimmed hat, but maybe some sort of a hat to cover your head. Because it will, if it's likely to be sunny. So that's something I recommend guests do. Obviously you can't for students.
We will also have East Bay straw hats available for sale at graduation as well. So.
is there a specific time that students should arrive at Grad Fest?
Whenever they sign up for a time slot, that is the time that we would like people to appear. There will be time slots available for everything from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. I made sure that there was enough slots for everybody, so that there would be some slots left over, but that we wouldn't be overwhelmed by the amount of people coming in. But there should be time slots available for anything that meets, your schedule.
Perfect. Is there any policy for wearing heels to the commencement ceremonies?
Oh, you will be on grass, so I do not recommend wearing heels. Maybe a wedge might be the best option if you want to go with a little height. But some sort of comfortable shoes to walk in, because you will be on grass. And heels tend to go, no matter, we won't be, we're asking facilities not to water. So we're hoping that the grounds will not be soggy, but it's still, you're going to go down, heels will go into the turf. So don't recommend heels.
Perfect. And if it is kind of warm or even drizzly, can they use an umbrella?
Cheryl, what have we done in the past with umbrellas? Maybe you could help me answer that.
We have not allowed umbrellas in the past. However, you can wear a poncho if it's raining.
I was gonna say, I know for the past, if people had umbrellas, they did ask to completely close them when the ceremony started because it does block viewing. So either way, they will be asked to be put away.
Thank you both.
And so I see we do have a question about someone being concerned about a relative being able to maybe walk to the ceremony. Pamela.
Asking about that. Their parking lot K will be designated for ADA parking. You will need your special commencement parking permit and a DMV issued placard or license plate to be able to park in parking lot K. From there, it will be roughly 350 feet to the ADA seating area.
Perfect. Thank you. If you can attend Grad Fest and want to buy the cap, gown, tassel, can you buy them at the bookstore on another day?
Yes, we will have it posted on our website the week after the Hayward Grad Fest is over. So if you're unable to attend, you'll be able to purchase it from there. And you'll be able to purchase it in store as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We're just about at 11 o'clock. And so we are going to end here for now, but we are again going to send out to everybody who registered for this webinar an email that has a handout attached with all of our contact information so that you know who to reach out to for any remaining questions and for any questions that might come up later. And we just want to say, a heartfelt congratulations to all of you. You are just in the home stretch. You're nearing completion, and we could not be happier for you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.